Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Snow Dogs. This is a Cuba Gooding Jr. starring film, Show Me the Money, from 2002. It's an hour and 42 minutes long, and yes, this is very much a Disney film. Why do I say that? Because it looks like it could have been the structure of just about any Disney Channel film at that time, but it would have starred probably a bit younger, uh, cool young adult or older teen in the role. But I think they realized the logistics of everything that Ted, played by Cuba, it would not be able to happen because he's a dentist in Miami, very popular dentist. His face is on the side of buses, and he runs a practice that seems to have tons of people constantly in the lobby. Apparently, they don't have a whole lot of. They're not very fast. I guess there's just a lot of people waiting, or they just overbook. They're too busy making jokes. Either way, he's got Cisco. Yes, Cisco. That's Cisco as his like assistant, but also like his cousin. And his mom is hanging out at work. She's handing people sugar cookies when they're waiting to get in to see the dentist. Not good, Mom. It may be great sugar cookies, but come on. I guess, as they note, it results in repeat customers. So, and she's played by Nichelle Nichols, Uhura herself from the original Star Trek. So that's kind of neat to see her in a role that I'm so used to just seeing her as Uhura. And I don't know of too many other roles I've seen her in. And rest in peace. It's been a while since she passed, but I was lucky to meet her a number of years ago, and it was awesome. So, big Star Trek fan. So, do I not have any Star Trek stuff in the background here? I guess not. It doesn't feel overly 80s. I should have a Wrath of Khan something here around here. Either way, this is a comedy. It's 100% a comedy. It's a family film. It's about figuring out your identity, even late in life. It's not like Cuba is ancient in this role, but he's a grown man and kind of has it all together, and suddenly he gets something in the mail. Well, he's served. Let's just say he's served. He doesn't get it in the mail with some papers to show up at a reading of a will for his mother, and his mother's standing right beside him. Turns out he's adopted. And I'm not going to give you the details of every single twist and turn in this, but that's kind of the hook of this whole thing. Why would it? This is called Snow Dogs. He's riding a a dog sled kind of thing. Why would a dentist in Miami be doing something like this? Well, that's the whole story. So he heads up to Alaska, and he to this very small town, and spends most of his time performing slapstick and screaming. It's a lot of screaming. It's a lot of falling down and being dragged everywhere and crashing into things and screaming. Not once does he say, "Show me the money," but that's a film, by the way, that made him famous. Jerry Maguire, as the athlete that Jerry represents, and Tom Cruise, and tries to get him the best deal possible in his career. And "Show me the money" is that whole thing. Human head weight is 8 pounds. That's a whole different thing from that movie, but yeah, there's a lot of quotable lines apparently in that. Not so much in this. Although, you know what? I almost think there is, and I've forgotten what it is, but I was like, I've heard that phrase before, but I guess it's. Oh, it's the thing his dad always said. His dad was the man who raised him was a dentist, and so he grew up to be a dentist as well. And whenever somebody asks if it hurts, if it's going to hurt when they do the procedure, he says, "Well, it's going to be a little painful, but won't hurt as much as your taxes." Basically that. And yeah, it's maybe my dentist said it one time. I don't know. Maybe they're a big fan of Snow Dogs. I have no idea. Anyway, it takes him all the way to Alaska, and he's fully unprepared for this, and that's part of the comedy of it. And he just gets to hear the reading of the will as soon as he arrives, basically, in the local bar restaurant where the local yokels, as they are depicted, basically, without all the couth of Miami, are basically gathered to hear the reading. He meets this whole cast of characters, including Brian Doyle-Murray, who plays one of Bill Murray's brother, who plays one of the locals who has very bad teeth. M. Emmett Walsh. M. Emmett Walsh. If you've seen him in lots of films, I think he passed not too long ago. I could be completely wrong, but he's also has a role in this. Graham Greene. Whenever there's a role with a Native American in it, Graham Greene seems to have to show up, and that's all right by me. He's fantastic in anything he does. And I already told you about Cisco and Nichelle Nichols. James Coburn plays an important part in this film. He's kind of this ornery kind of guy who he's surly. He's an older gentleman. If you know him from many a Western, well, you know who I'm talking about. But he is rough-edged and isn't so nice to Ted. And we discover certain things about him, but he really wants Ted's, well, okay, when basically his mom leaves him, pretty much whatever she's left, whatever she hasn't given out to other people in her amongst her friend group there in Alaska, Ted gets the house, her cabin, along with a barn full of sled dogs, some of which do not like him, including one called Demon. Yeah. So Ted is strapped with dogs that cause terror and comedy in his life, but of course, most importantly, he is immediately befriended by a young woman named Barb. Her name is Joanna Bacalso. My eyes are very bad. She's just fantastic. She's just gorgeous to me. I don't know. She's Filipino, so I guess they try to pass her off as indigenous. I don't know. It just doesn't really matter. She's lovely, and she immediately just gets a crush on him, and makes a couple moves that he's completely oblivious to. But that's the romantic angle on this that is inevitable. So yeah, you get romance, you get family story, you get lots and lots of physical comedy, you get lots of screaming. So yeah, it's that. It's not a work of art. It is not Academy Award winning stuff. It's probably a step down from Jerry Maguire, even though he wasn't the main character in Jerry Maguire, but still. That film made him famous. This one might have made him infamous. I don't know. But if you're a kid, you might get a big kick out of this. If you love dogs, or if you're from Alaska, or you love Alaska, you love that whole nature thing. There's a lot of digital effects in this, and that mainly the worst that annoy me are the ones that make dogs smile, or bulge their eyes out, or do silly things. I guess I'm an adult. If I was a child, maybe I'd find it funny, but it's just obnoxious. I just hate when they make dogs talk and make them do wacky things that dogs don't do. Dogs are beautiful, intelligent, just incredible to look at kind of creatures. We don't need any digital effects. But there's also just a lot of green screen for him when he has to fall on things, and it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of it that's way too obvious. The budget was really not spent. I mean, it's from 2002. This is an hour and 42 minutes long. It's from 2002, so it's 23 years old. They weren't really going to spend a ton of money on a Snow Dogs movie at Disney. I guess it was in the theaters for a while. It's just, the money's not going to go to that. They're going to get that Cuba Gooding Jr. in this. And hey, they spent money on Nichelle Nichols and Brian Doyle-Murray and everybody else. So hey, you know what? That's not a bad deal. And James Coburn, who I'm pretty sure has to have passed by now as well. But man, he's a legend. It's a pretty good cast. They lean hard into as much silly comedy as they can. So don't look to this as to be groundbreaking storytelling wise, character wise, or anything else. It's just a fun time. If you're into this, if you're into these characters, if you're a fan of Kuba and some of the other people I've mentioned, yeah, you might get a kick out of it. But the yelling and screaming wore thin real fast for me. I mean, it's the first 15 minutes of the film, it feels like it. Or at least ever since the moment he makes his way to the airport to get to Alaska. And then Alaska is just yelling until somebody else gets to talk, which is the reading of the will. And it's big adventure, and there's a bit of closure that his character gets when it comes to understanding who his mother was, and understanding who he is now with the family he has, and of course, new girlfriend probably, absolutely a new girlfriend. And I reset the things because I plugged it in. Why does it do this? Come on. Load. And everybody else looks like a Leftovers 90s character. Like there's like two punk rock dudes who look like they're like big Blink and Green Day fans that are just, they have few lines, and I don't know. They're there. They're what Disney feels are pop punk fans, I guess, that live in Alaska and need dental work. So many dental jokes. So many. If you're a dentist, you just gotta love this for all the dental jokes. You pick that up and use it in the office and at the convention, the dental convention. Hope it's in Las Vegas this year. 45 is tomorrow's episode, and 45 is, oh no, yet another movie. Oh, so many movies. But hey, we're blowing through them. We may not have, I think we have barely more than 20 films left in this 150. Most of it is documentaries. So the fact that we're not getting documentaries back to back already yet in July is humongously surprising. But when we get whittled down to the very end, I have a feeling that it's just going to be like the last 20, 30 days of just documentaries. I'm going to do things, I already have plans to do things to make sure that it's not that, but we'll see. We'll get to that. So tomorrow's episode is a sequel. Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Yep. I don't know if Bill Murray did the sequel or if it's Lorenzo Music or somebody else. I don't know. Chris Pratt. But yeah, it's Garfield, Tale of Two Kitties is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.